I'm joined with former Hereford United player Chris Price, who is back in the city, but for sad circumstances. Chris, can you tell us more?
Well, basically what's happened is that I came home to see my mother, and she passed away over the weekend, and it's been a bit hectic at this moment in time to try and sort things out, and but she was in a lot of pain, so I'm glad that that we could sort things out. And she was 90 years of age, and it's been a difficult time, but I'm glad that she's not in pain anymore.
You're currently working in Australia. You're back involved in the game as a coach. Tell us more.
Well, I'm actually coach at Gold Coast United with the assistant to Sean Lane, who actually used to play for Hereford as well. He's the head coach. And yeah, things are going well. We're a new club, which is about sort of like no more than I would say 8 months old. And we're trying to get through the ranks over there, and things are good.
Do you still follow the English game?
Of course I do, yeah. You can't beat the English game, can you? No, that's right, that's great.
What do you think of the Premier League?
Yeah, it's obviously money motivated, and there's there's issues that I think that need to be addressed. I think the money is too big anyway. I think that the actual supporter itself has gone down the drain a little bit, I think, and they need to show a bit more respect because the television are involved and things like that, and I don't think they respect the supporter enough.
Your former club Aston Villa are looking for promotion from the Championship back to the Premier League. Do you think they'll do it?
Well, they're in third position at the moment. I was supposed to have gone up this weekend very quickly when trying to break the sort of thing that was going on with my mother, and the game was called off. They're in third spot. They've got a good chance, but I think they might go up through the playoffs, I reckon.
You're a Hereford lad, and obviously there's Hereford FC. What do you make of the Phoenix rise of the team?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, it's great for the supporters and the club and everything else. I think it's. I'm excited because I keep on every result and everything, and the players that play for them, and I know a few of them. But as you get up the leagues, I believe that things become a little bit more tougher, and I think the next stage up from where we are at the moment, then it'll be a bit more difficult than what they've got at the moment. Not saying any bad coaches or anything like that. It's just that as you get up the leagues, it gets tougher.
We were talking before the interview about your former Hereford United managers, and John Newman came up in particular because he's a Hereford lad just like yourself. What are your memories of John?
Oh, John. I mean, he actually got the best out of me, to be honest with you, because I was the right fullback, and he encouraged me to go forward, and I always believed that he was that sort of influence on my career. So was obviously Bobby Gould and people like John, Mr. Bailey himself. But I think John was actually a good influence.
And finally, how have you coped with this weather?
Well, when I left Brisbane about sort of 4 or 5 days ago, it was like 35 degrees, and I think the humidity was around about 85%, something like that. And I come to here, and I was actually landed in Dublin, believe it or not, and I had a pair of shorts and a t-shirt on, and he opened up the door, and I was absolutely froze. You would not believe how I felt. And I had to wait for another sort of like an hour before I could get me luggage, and I was frozen stiff. But welcome to Europe, I suppose.